Spacey Sims, and we are back with more of the Sims 4 Where Dreams Reside series that we are doing. Well, original and inspired by the book Every Heart a Doorway. So definitely check that book out if you haven't. It is really good. And obviously it's the same theme. It's a school for kids who have been to other worlds, and it's a really great book. It really is. I listened to the audiobook version. And that was really good. My face is a mess. I can't go anywhere looking like this. What can I do? It's fine. Don't overreact. Emotional control. So if you can't tell, today in this episode, we will be spending our entire day with Elkie. Elkie won the popular vote. I will say Elkie had 1 point over Edmund and Nadia. So it seems like Nadia, Edmund, and Elkie are your favorites right now. But don't worry, we will be getting to everyone. I just want you guys to keep leaving your votes on who you want to see next. Oh, she's going to go to high school soon. Crap. It's time for school. Okay, you need to stop. Oh, God. Don't tell me we're going to have this glitch where nobody does anything. Crap. Crap, 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 crap. What the hell? Let's reset her. Nothing. Oh, is somebody doing homework? Oh, my game is just janked. What the frick? I didn't have this problem. Oh, here we go. My game is really janky right now. Okay, they're all going to school, right? Okay, there's something seriously wrong with my game. Okay, I'm just going to do this quickly. Okay, so Elkie... Okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, so there was just something seriously wrong with my game at the moment. Okay, so Elkie is going to school like the rest of them. When she comes back from school, we will kind of learn... I'll tell you a little bit more. Girl, you got to go to school. You can't skip. You know what? Fine. We'll let her skip school. Maybe we should have her call. Why are they not going to school? Okay. Is she going to school? Are they going? She is skipping school apparently, which is actually fine with me. So let's have her take a vacation day from school since we're going to get to know her today. And then she's like, yeah, so I don't want to go to school today. So yeah, I'm going to not come in. Normally, we'll obviously let them go to school, so... no, I've taken a vacation day. Go the fuck away. She took a vacation day! Whatever. She's gonna get yelled at for missing school, but she took a vacation day, but... Anyway, so what we learned about Elkie in the first part, I did share with you that she is near blind. So... She's also very sensitive to light in that respect, which it's a little weird, but that's just kind of the way she is. That's kind of why she wears her sunglasses all the time. You know, it kind of helps keep things a little bit dim. She's very sensitive to light, even though she really has difficulty seeing. It's a weird, it's not a disease, it's a weird issue that she had, a condition, I guess. And it made it very difficult for her growing up, obviously, because, you know, especially being a kid, like, she always had, like, headaches and her eyes always hurt and she was always sick. And, you know, it took a while before, you know, anyone could kind of really diagnose the issue. Her parents are very much outdoors people. You know, they're very much we go out, we enjoy the sun, fishing, camping, gardening, all those things. And it was so difficult for Elkie growing up because she can't really, it's difficult for her to be in the sun. And as a kid, not knowing about her condition, because it is a very rare condition, it was hard for her, like, growing up. And, you know, she was kind of always stressed out, you know, always sick and all these things. And her parents just kind of didn't get it. They were also very like, oh, like, nature will heal you. No, nature was killing her, like the sun especially. But like, so it was really difficult for her because she's very much not, I mean, she's obviously not like super scientific, but she's not super nature granola either. She's kind of like just average, like, hey, yeah, obviously, like, I want to eat healthy, but like, I believe in modern medicine and like, let's read this for a second and do this. Okay, students are allowed to choose their own assignment for an upcoming project. Should Ezra choose an easy? I feel like he's going to take the easy way out. You know, do the usual. I don't care about these. I care more about the other stuff. I hate that it's going to keep saying that she's late for school even though she took a vacation day. It's probably going to give her tomorrow off, but she has no responsibility. Yeah, I feel like, she kind of did rebel a little because of that. But she had a very, very difficult time growing up, because of all of those things. So she didn't have the greatest relationship with her parents. It wasn't terrible, obviously. It was just, they didn't kind of understand her. And it made it a little bit difficult when they did kind of find out about her condition. And, because that took a lot, that took a lot out of them going to different doctors and having to find specialists and finding some kind of, and for them having to go to somebody who wasn't like, who was deep into the sciences to kind of figure out what her problem was. They were more the people who would want to try healing it with like acupuncture or, herbal remedies and stuff. So it was a very, very difficult process for her until she did figure out what was wrong with her. And it was kind of like, it took too long. You start out as a little kid and your parents are outdoors all the time and you have difficulty because of the light and not being able to see properly. And that could have exacerbated her condition a little bit, is just the way they kind of took forever to treat it. It's like anything. If, you have cancer and you don't get treatment, it's going to get worse, So it was kind of rough for her. Like, her parents did obviously the best that they could, but their belief system was different. So it was very difficult for them to eventually kind of go to more modern medicine and kind of specialists and all of those things, eventually to kind of figure out what was wrong with her. And unfortunately, it's something that she has to live with. There's no cure for it. But there's ways she can deal with it. Like the glasses are special glasses that help her so that she can see. They filter out the light so she can, walk around in normal, in houses and everything, the lamps, Dinah has put in special bulbs in the house that are easier on Elkie's eyes. Everybody can still, it's still, everyone else can still see normally. It's just there's something like a filter on the bulb aren't as abrasive for Elkie as, say, a normal light bulb. Don't ask me how that works. I don't know. We're making this up. So just, what I mean? Like, and she can still obviously, like with the glasses, she can go out in the sunlight, but it still hurts her eyes. Like, she can't be out there for too long. But she can try. And obviously she's got to take some pain meds now and then for like the tension headaches and everything from the stress on her eyes. Well, you can see, obviously, she doesn't really care too much about school. She's like, yeah, I'm not coming in. And Dinah is kind of, I don't want to say she's lax, but she's lax. I mean, she should really yell at Elkie for not going to school. But the thing is, Elkie, all of these kids are kind of new here. Well, not all of them, but Elkie is fairly new here. She hasn't been here too long. Her parents brought her here after she came back from her trip abroad, quote unquote, she was missing for about 2 years and her family had no idea what happened to her. They were really, obviously they were devastated at first. She was, probably about 13 or 14 when she disappeared. Because I would say she's about like 16 now, say. I haven't really got their ages quite down, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm going to actually write that down. So, yeah, should I say she disappeared about, Obviously, like, I have the backstory for all of them, but I didn't get the details of, like, how exactly old are they, just because, you know, I didn't want everyone to be, like, the same age and stuff, so I worked on more, like, where they came, like, you know, kind of stuff about them and where they, the world that they were in and everything, and then, you know, we just build on that as we go, but yeah, so she was gone for 2 years, so she disappeared at, like, 14, like, between 13 and 14, and her parents obviously at first were like really worried, like, oh my God, something happened to her. And then, you know, I think they just kind of thought that she ran away, you know? And I don't want to say they weren't upset about it, because of course they were, but they were very live off the land kind of people, you know? So like the vote for eco living, like the off the grid kind of stuff, that would be them. That would be Elke's family, like totally like living in a shack in the woods, like like raising some pigs or goats or something, and their vegetables they grow themselves, and they go fishing, and they're, you know, they're like those outdoorsy super hippie granola crunchy people, you know. And Elke kind of in her early teen years, late tweens, early teens, started kind of hanging out with other people, more a little like more the goth kind of crowd, you know, the kids who were a little more moody and emo and dark, and like, and that's kind of not her parents. They are like the bright colors, natural fabrics, and here she's wearing all black and everything, and it just kind of suited her. And I think part of her mood obviously came from her, you know, I think she kind of built up maybe like a little bit of stress and depression from all of the doctors and all of the things, and just all the strain and the pain that she was always in, and not knowing these things. And it just takes a toll on you, you know? Think about it now. If you were to get sick and you go to the doctor and you're like, I know there's something wrong. And they're like, no, you're fine. And you're like, no, there's something wrong. And you have to like fight. It was kind of like that. Like, there's obviously something wrong, but her parents were taking her to the wrong type of doctors. You know? Why does it keep, I don't know. There's something seriously. I got something that's, good Lord, this is going to be a pain in my ass. Oh my God. She's over there telling a story to herself in the background. Look at Dinah. She's a crackpot. I love her so much. And Dinah, obviously, yes, we can learn about Dinah, because as one of you guys said, like, you'd like to know more about Dinah. So she is definitely in there to learn more about. Because for anyone who hasn't watched my Alice's Adventures in Windenburg LP, you know, we can kind of go over, I'm not going to go over too much with Dinah when we get to her, like, what she did. You guys need to take care of yourselves. I am not taking care of you. We are seriously following Elke the whole time. I do want to change her outfit, though, back to her every day when she's done peeing. But, oh, can you? Okay, go pee. And I can actually show you, that's true, I can show you, we already kind of went over her personality. We can go over that again and everything. And can you? She was peeing while standing up. Is there something you're not telling me? Jack! Look, she was peeing! Will you can walk in and tell her to get the fuck out? Why is it saying that she missing school? It's 3 p.m. Okay, can we, like, reset her? I wonder if it'll, like, she's missing school. No, I don't know. Something seriously wrong with her. Hold on. Let's see if we go somewhere else. That's really weird. I don't know what, that's really annoying me. Like, she's home from school. But anyway. So before we get back more into, like, her, while we're kind of distracted. Oh, okay. We'll let her go talk to people. I should have shown you her outfits before. We can do that after. I want to let them kind of get to know each other and whatever. And obviously when we're hanging out with whoever we're telling, whoever story it is, like obviously today's Elke, we're going to follow her around. We'll be her. We might have her interact with people. We're going to kind of let the natural interactions happen with them. He's stinky. I thought he was a ghost for a second. I just saw the waft and was like, why is there a ghost in my house? He's just so stank. Could you, like, take a shower? Okay, good, you're going to. What is this? Stop looking at me! Sorry, this is fucking hilarious. Like, oh my God. We really need probably more bathrooms in here. Maybe we should make this like a giant, like, Look, she's in the shower, and you're like, get the fuck out. It's because they're all stanky. Like, we probably need more showers. Build like a communal, because everybody, there's a bathroom on every floor, but there's only one bathroom on every floor, and like, that's true. There's only 2 showers. Oh no, that one has a shower. There's 3 showers. There's 4. There's like 5 bathtubs / showers. There's, well, I mean, bathrooms that people can use, like including this. And there's like, what, 15 of these people? How many? 10 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 people, and there's only 5 places to take a shower. I'm really thinking that maybe we should just put another room here with like just a bunch of like individual showers. We'll probably do that, but I'll do that after, obviously. Oh, sorry. I moved my headset up to like... Okay, I'm just gonna cheat you, so you're not stanky. They're all just getting kind of glitchy, like... So she's just hanging out here. Are you gonna, like, chat? Are you actually gonna do something? Like, they're getting really... There's, like... Can you... Try to cheer up Dinah? Adopt as caregiver. Oh! We're gonna do that. Because Dinah is our caregiver, so we're gonna adopt her. I think Edmund's pissed we didn't do him. Look at him, he's like, oh my god, you know, like, so adorable. We'll all do that with everybody. I feel like Dinah should do that with everybody. Adopt everyone, because she is their caregiver technically, but... Anyway, so Elkie is just chatting with Dinah and kind of telling her about, you know, show off your favorite game. She is complain about your parents, definitely. So obviously, like, so she was gone for 2 years. Her parents kind of thought maybe she ran away because she was like hanging out with the wrong like crowd. And a couple of the kids that she was hanging out with a lot around that time were kids that would constantly run away, and they were getting into trouble. So I think her parents were obviously very worried, like, when she went missing, and never stopped, like, really looking for her, but I think they thought, you know, she kind of ran off. Because one of the girls that she hung out with that was kind of like her best friend was really, really a huge troublemaker, always getting into trouble, shoplifting, stealing, getting arrested, running away, and she, around that time, ran away. The thing is that no one knew is that this girl that Elkie was really good friends with ran away because Elkie went missing. And I think she might have been planning to kind of head off to a bigger city instead of living in the country where they lived. You know, they kind of lived in a rural area. And she was going to run off to the big city. I kind of picture her like running off to like a San Francisco type of city, you know, from like the middle of freaking nowhere. But you know, hop in a bus to like something like San Myshuno, technically. Sims, you know what I mean? But you know, so you know, when she turned up missing, and you know, her family, oh, she ran away again, whatever. You know, Elkie's parents kind of assumed that Elkie went with her, and they did try to find her, and obviously they, you know, never gave up hope. But I think, for their own sanity, they kind of just assumed that Elkie went with this girl. My face is a mess. It's fine, don't overreact. How would anyone know? You're wearing a mask. You're fine. You've got a mask on, girl. Do we have food in our fridge? I want to make sure we have food before we continue. So, let's see. Because the kids are all going to need food. Okay, so we don't. Okay, Dinah, let's put that in the fridge. Oh, good. Jasminder had babies. Let's cook. I'm going to have you cook stuff. Let's have you cook. No, we'll cook that afterward. But let's have you cook scrambled eggs and bacon. Oh, God, Dinah, we need to get your cooking skill, like, way better. We'll have you cook grilled cheese. Hopefully you don't burn the house down. Could you imagine that? And we'll have you cook a fruit salad. We need to have you cook some stuff because people need to eat, and these poor kids are going to starve to death. I can't click on her now. Okay. So anyway, this house is a fucking mess, though, too. Look at these assholes. Is she chatting with Jack? You should chat with Jack. whine about your unfair life, because that's what teenagers do. Praise the vampire lifestyle. I feel like she would be into vampires. Give him a compliment. Hold on. Like I said, I kind of want them to get to know each other on their own, but anyway, so yeah. So her parents kind of thought that she ran off with this girl, and I think for their own sanity, it was like, yeah, she must have run off. I don't know the girl's name. I didn't come up with her name. I'm sorry. You know, she must have run off with these kids. She ran off, and that's what it is. She's fine. She's out there in the city. She'll come back, you know. I think it was just because, you know, it's something that gave them hope. Like, they were hopeful that that's what happened instead of, like, she was dead somewhere or whatever. Because Lord knows, your kid runs away. It's like child slavery. She could be like a sex slave somewhere. Like, I mean, Jesus. But Elke actually had slipped through a doorway from the quote-unquote normal realm, so our realm, into the realm of shadows. And that is the name of the place that she went. Now, the realm of shadows, as you can obviously kind of tell by the name, is a very dark place. All of those things, like in a dark room, the darkest, deepest corners where the shadows are, that's what the realm of shadows is like. It's dark. Only shadow, like the beings that live there are shadow beings. They have a non-corporeal form, you know? They're like the shadows. Like, sit there and look in a dark room in the corner, that darkest corner, that shape that you see that you're like, what is that? It's a shadow of something, but I don't know what it is. Those are like the shadow beings. That's what they are. They don't really have a form. They're very fucking shadows. I mean, hi. Hold on. Pause. I'm not sure what I want to be when I grow up. And all of my friends seem to have figured out. Pick something you like. We would tell her that because she, you know, Sloan is very much... Sloan, my friends all have it figured out. Sloan, you know you have it figured out. You're already, like, freaking mad scientist over there. But yeah, so in the realm of shadows is a really welcoming place for Elke, since she is near blind and she wears these dark sunglasses. She's used to kind of living in the dark. The light hurts her eyes. Her room, if you notice, when I pointed out where the rooms are, it's very dark. There's very dim lighting because obviously she needs some light, but actually the lighting is really more for me, so it wasn't totally black in this room. But everything is dark. It's gray. It's, you know, the lighting is so dim because, like, even the painting is like, it's sunset. It's when it's getting dark because that's the way she's happy. Why is she going to bed? Is she tired? Oh, poor thing. Could you actually cook instead of, like, talking to the dishes? We'll let her sleep for a few minutes while we kind of tell you more. Dinah's being a crackpot, but I'm just gonna we'll cheat your hunger up a little bit so that you don't starve to death while Dinah's cooking. We really need to give Dinah some more stuff. But yeah, so it was very welcoming for her because her near blindness and her sensitivity to light, it was so easy for her as a being that didn't come from this realm to navigate around. And so it was very comforting for her. She kind of felt like she was at home. It was dark. It felt safe to her. It was a place her parents would have been horrified because it seems like a very scary place. I mean, think about it. Like, turn off all the lights and the dark shadows where you don't know. You know, I wouldn't say it's like filled with like monsters or it's a scary place, but it's a very dark place. But for Elke, this place that would kind of scare most people, like, I can't see, I don't know what's going on around me, and like everything is dark there. You know, imagine like a really dark room where there's just tons of things and you're bumping into it and you can't figure out where you are and you can't get your bearings, you know, because you can't see anything. It's like that. But she was very good at navigating it. The very minuscule light that was ever there, because obviously there has to be a little bit of light or you wouldn't have shadows. You know, it was always almost perpetually night there. You know, it was always dark. Yes, there was a moon. There was that soft moonlight glow. More like almost like partially eclipsed moon all the time. So different varying shades of darkness. So we think of it like we have the daylight and we have the nighttime. Theirs was like nighttime and it was like a little bit darker at night. So think about the phases of the moon. You know, when there's a full moon, it's brighter out than when there's a new moon. And it would be like that, but still darker. You know, like when they're the darkest point of night, when you go outside and you're like, it's really dark, but I can see stars at least. And it's hard to navigate. So you're in the middle of a forest and a bunch of trees. It's very dark. That's its normal state. That would be the brightest it ever is there. And it just gets darker as there are phases of their kind of quote unquote day. It's really more just always dark there. It's always night. You know? That's just the way it was there. And any normal human being, any normal sim that would slip through this doorway and end up there would kind of be horrified. I cannot believe that's still flashing because it's so dark. It's so scary. It's so... Okay, can you go take a bath and then go to bed? No, you need to go to bed. It's 11 p.m. Hopefully she falls asleep in the tub. So she made some stuff. She only made fruit salad and the grilled cheese. I don't know where the other stuff that I told her to make is. But that's okay. At least there's food in the house now because, like, holy crap. We gotta cheat her cooking skill up. I'm not even kidding. Like, I need her to be able to cook. Hold on a second. Some skills have only 5 or 3 levels. I'm gonna give her cooking level 10 just because. Okay, she's asleep in the tub. So is everybody asleep? Can we go super speed? Isn't everybody asleep? She's asleep. Oh, this asshole's awake. Okay. Well, we're still on Elkie, so we're gonna... Is she done being tired? Because I feel like she's gonna need to get up and eat something soon. But anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of the Shadow Realm. And so it was a comforting place for her. She felt at home there. And the locals, like the shadow beings, kind of adored her. She was like revered because she wasn't from this realm and she was so different from them. You would think they obviously don't get sunlight, that they would be ghostly pale, but they're shadows. Remember, shadows are dark. They're dark grays. They're black. They're deep. And then they don't actually have almost like a physical form. They're a little more, they could be solid-esque, but they have that flexibility, that fluidity where, okay, I feel like a solid form, almost like a ghost. Think about what we think of ghosts, where I can put my hand through, like, you look real, but I can put my hand through you. Like, if we're imagining how we kind of portray ghosts, that's kind of what these beings were, but they were basically dark, shifting shapes. There was no defined features like we think of. How we imagine ghosts to be. Okay, it looks like a person because or a ghost of a dog. That's not how they are. They have that, they're just energy, basically. They're shadows. Shadows are shapeless. They can change form, And that's kind of how these beings were. So it was very odd for her to be able to kind of live there because obviously, like, normal Sims need sustenance. You need food, you need water, those kind of things. And there was at least things there that she could eat. So she was very different from the locals and how they like survive and how they live. So they were kind of fascinated with her, and it wasn't like they didn't see her as like, oh God, what the hell is this thing and why is it here? It was more like, see, she's getting stuck. Okay. It was more like, oh my God, she's so fascinating. And her pale, pale hair and her pale skin and eyes, everything was just, so fascinating to them. So she was very beloved by these beings because she was very different. And yet other Sims that have found their way into this realm, like, through experiments, through accidents, whatever. It was always fearing. They always feared this place, you know, because it's darkness, it's shadows, it's, you know, and it's not necessarily that Sims would travel there. It's more like there are points and times where all of the gateways, where the veils between the realms are thinner. And, you know, so think about that, like what we see at night in the dark forest, those shadowy shapes. Like, oh, I swear to God, I saw something. I just saw a shadow. That's those beings slipping into our world, like crossing over. And then the veils are very thin, you know? And the shadow beings are very aware that this happens. More so than say we are, because we're, you know, Sims are us. We are very blind to these things, and we don't want to believe in it because it's not scientific, even though it's real. These places are real. They exist. So it was kind of fascinating for them to find a Sim that came through this gateway and was like, wow, this place is awesome, and like felt at home there. And she got along great. I mean, she was freaking happy, you know, because it was very quiet and it was dark. And that was just kind of what she had always wanted. You know, it was the perfect haven for her. And she doesn't really know what happened. It was one of those times where the veils between worlds is very thin, and she wandered a little bit too close to the veil. You know, because it was fascinating for her after 2 years being there to kind of see one of these instances where the veil was thin, and like to be able to see kind of like how the worlds were like blending. And she got trapped. She got a little bit too close, slipped through the veil back into our world, and couldn't cross back over. And basically came home and got stuck here. And she's, of course, very gloomy and moody about that. So remember we talked about her personality. Where's her personality? She's a loner because in the shadow realm, like you could be. There were no other Sims. Like, yes, there were shadow beings everywhere, but they're not as. I don't want to say prevalent as human beings. Like, you know, Sims, everywhere you go, there's Sims. In the shadow realm, the shadow beings are. They're there, but they're not, you know? They very much keep to themselves. And yes, obviously, sometimes they interact, but it's very more of a solitary kind of place. There's not nearly as many shadow beings in any given place than there are Sims. Girl, you have got to go to school this time. You have got... Oh, now she's on vacation. Well, whatever. Fine. Now she's got a vacation day. Do the usual. I don't care. We're just skipping those. So when she came back, Lane, why are you assholes not going to school? At school. Why is he getting a phone call? He's at school. Why is he getting a phone call? Okay, it was just calling him because... Did he come home? Oh, he peed himself. Whoopsie. Dude, we're just going to cheat your needs up. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to cheat their needs up because they're really shitty at taking care of themselves. Is she not at school? She's at school. Like, where is she? Why is it saying she's here, but she's at school? I don't care. I don't know. It's like saying they're here. It's saying they're not here, but they're at school, but yet they're getting this warning flash. Okay, there's some kind of weird-ass fucking glitch going on in my game. It's fine. Whatever. It's just really annoying that it's like, hey, you're late for school, but he's at school. I don't know. Anyway. So, yeah. So, she obviously, gloomy. You know, she's the muser because she's the painter extraordinaire. So, she likes... That's kind of like, because it's her way of expressing things, and she paints. And that was kind of a thing that they found fascinating about her, too, because, like, yes, you can paint, but she painted with colors. Like, she, you know, everything is dark there, and yet she could paint with colors. Like, you know, they didn't, I mean, obviously they knew about these things, You know, they knew a little bit more about our realm than, say, we ever knew about theirs. But still, when they cross over, when the veil's thin, it's always at night. It's dark. The colors are muted. So seeing these normal color, even not even bright, it's still, because they're still dark there. It was kind of fascinating for them. But do the usual. I don't know. Who's calling who now? Okay, now they're all at school. Okay, whatever. But yeah, so that was kind of it. And I know we're going, oh my God, we're way over time. But so yeah, coming home made her extremely depressed. And, you know, she was found in the woods. She'd been wandering around for days trying to get back to the Shadow Realm. And of course, obviously, like, some hikers found her and they called the police and, you know, and they sent her home, and she was just kind of like raving about this. They thought she was crazy. So she spent about a week probably in a like asylum, like, you know, in the hospital and like the psych ward. They thought, oh God, she has exposure. Like, she's been out there in the woods for too long. She's delusional, you know. But obviously that's, we know that that's not the case, but, you know, her family thinks that's the case. And it's just really sad because she, you know, was so moody and so miserable and kept talking about this that, you know, her parents kind of started doing research. Like, why can't I put this in the fridge? Okay, now I can't put it down. Her parents did research and found the Cheshire School. And, you know, Dinah's mission statement basically saying that, you know, she takes in these wayward students who are, you know, unreachable by their parents, who are struggling with difficult things. And, you know, it's kind of mysterious. She doesn't say, like, hey, when your kid says they've been to an imaginary realm, like, you know, she doesn't say shit like that. Like, but it's kind of the way she words things, the way it's out there on the website and all the information. You know, that Dinah's parents, not Dinah's parents, Elke's parents were like, you know, this is, and it, you know, this could work. It's kind of worded to leave that little nugget in your brain to make you think, huh, my kid sounds like this, you know, and so like parents who are just having like bad kids wouldn't necessarily probably call. And of course, you know, the parents would call Dinah and, you know, arrange for, you know, kind of explain the situation. And Dinah, you know, said to Elke, this was the place for her. And so Elke came recently to live at the Cheshire School, and she is here now. And, you know, when she first got here, she was kind of upset. She's like, great, it's one more place for people to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about and think I'm crazy. And, you know, so she's been really depressed, you know, for the few months that she's been home. Because everyone keeps telling her she's crazy, and she started kind of stopped talking about it. It's depressing enough for her to be home, and it's even more depressing when she tries to tell people what she's been through and where she's been, and she wants to go back and they don't believe her. So it's just been very bad. So that's kind of, you know, her gloominess comes from, where her gloominess comes from. And Dinah, who's also very, I think she's very moody because she's gloomy. She's sad because she needs to talk to someone. So, like, maybe we should have her come over here and talk to Elke. Okay, Elke, can you get out of here? Like, let's go here. And then let's have Dinah come over and talk to you, because Dinah is, like... I'm just going to increase her needs. I know, cheating, but... let's... More choices. Friendly. Let's ask her about her day. We need to chat with her. Give her cooking tips. Debate vampires. We need to get some social, complain about your problems. We just need to get Dinah's social up, and Elke is the only one that is here. You'd think in a house full of people she wouldn't be, like, in need of talking to someone, but there she is. But anyway, so, yeah, so that's Elke's story. So I hope you enjoyed that. I am actually probably going to wrap this part up. I will actually, you know what, show you. I can't show you in CAS, which is what I was going to do. I will show you her outfits right now before we wrap this part up. So obviously you've seen her everyday outfit, and we all know that she wears black all the time. But so this is her formal wear. So it's just a very long sweater dress. You know, she is very much about covered in the shadow and the darkness. We've seen her exercise outfit. I don't know why I changed into that, but... So you've seen that, you know, her exercise outfit. We've seen her pajamas. Again, I don't know why I've shown you that, but I love that. So this is her party wear. So again, it's all dark. She keeps a lot of herself covered. Her bathing suit is about the only thing that shows a lot of skin because it's a bathing suit, but she, again, has her very dark glasses. And, like, look at how skinny she is. She's like a little twig. You know, and that's part of, too, like, it's very hard to find anything to eat in the Shadow Realm. So she was always very thin to begin with. And her illness didn't help. Like, her condition didn't help while she was growing up. But, you know, being in the Shadow Realm and not having all the abundance of food and things that we have here, you know, it just... She got skinnier. So, you know... it's also just kind of her nature to be a little bit more trim. She wants to go cry in her closet. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed Elke's story. And we'll probably see more of her. Obviously, we'll see more of her as we get to know some of the other guys and follow them around, and hopefully they become friends with Elke, and we'll see, you know, how she gets along here as we're going through. But yeah, so keep leaving your votes down below for who you want to see next. So far, Nadia and Edmund are in the lead. They kind of almost tied with Elke. They are tied right now with 4 votes. So if you want to see Edmund or Nadia next, make sure you leave your preference for which one of those. And we'll do the same thing. I will take the person who has the most votes. There may be times where I mix in somebody randomly, like if I feel like somebody's not getting enough love. Because I know some of them seem, you know, they don't seem as exciting. Obviously, like, Edmund seems exciting, you want to know. Like, Elke seemed kind of interesting, you want to know. Lane seemed interesting. Like, they're all interesting, I assure you. They're all great. They're all amazing characters. I spent a lot of time kind of on their backstories and giving them unique personalities and unique stories. So, you know, I know some of them, like, obviously Ezra and Jack... don't seem, they just seem like normal. Even Sloane kind of seems slightly normal. Slightly, compared to some of the other guys. But I assure you every single one of them has an amazing backstory, and we will get to them all. Is she having a... The edge of a breakout. All this stress is going to cause me to break out. Act more stress from that thought. What's he pissy about? I'm not okay! You're inexplicably enraged. It's tough being a teen sometimes. Emotions are hard to keep in check. I fucking love these guys. Is she like having a mood swing too? Time to wear black. Sad because I'm sad. You wouldn't understand. Nobody would understand. I fucking love that they're all having goddamn mood swings at the same time. This is fucking amazing. Oh my god, I love it. Anyway. Alright, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to leave your votes for who you want to see next. And remember to give the video a big thumbs up. And subscribe to see more.